Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. We got some pre-1961 bats. We got the Chicago Cubs traveling to Pittsburgh to take on the Pirates in a 3-game series starting here on May 4th. The starting lineup for the visiting Chicago Cubs, leading off playing first base Phil Cavarretta, batting second playing right field Rig Stevenson, batting third playing left field Hank Wilson, batting fourth playing center field Kiki Kyler, batting fifth doing the catching Johnny Kling, batting sixth playing shortstop Ernie Banks, batting seventh playing third base Woody English, batting eighth playing second base Johnny Evers, batting ninth and doing the pitching is Ed REULBACH. And for the hometown Pittsburgh Pirates, we have leading off playing shortstop Hornus Wagner, batting second playing center field Paul Warner, batting third playing right field Fred Clark, batting fourth playing left field Ralph Kiner, batting fifth playing second base George Grantham, batting sixth playing third base Pie Trainer, batting seventh playing first base Gus Sir, batting eighth behind the plate is Johnny Gooch, and on the mound doing the pitching and batting ninth is Babe Adams. Down to the field we go. And you see the Pirates' upcoming schedule. They got 2 more games here in Pittsburgh against the Cubbies, and then the Reds come to town. And to lead it off today is Phil Cavarretta, batting .290 with a homer and 5 RBIs. And Babe Adams is on the mound. This is his third start. He's 0-1 with a 6.92 ERA. And here's the pitch to Phil. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Hornus is up with it. He fires over to first for out number 1. And Rig Stevens comes up to the plate, batting .312, 4 homers and 10 RBI. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. Look at this ball going to land that. And that's going to be a double in the right field off the ivy. And got a 1-out double by Stevenson. He's in scoring position for Hack Wilson. So runner down at second and 1 out. And Hack is batting a .153, 5 homers and 15 RBIs. And that's going to be so what the infield is. I think that's fair. Count of 1 of 35. Yeah, 35 is 1. And that's going to be a foul ball. And near the third base dugout. And Trainer goes over and makes the catch for out number 2. So the runner stays down at second with now 2 outs for Kiki Kyler. Kyler's batting .231. He's got a homer and 8 RBIs. And that's going to be a base on balls. And now you got first and second and 2 outs for Johnny Kling. Can the Cubbies get the first run of the game across here? He's taking an early lead. And Johnny Kling's batting .300, a homer and 4 RBIs. And he just blasted one into deep center field. And that's probably going to clear the bases here with no throw, and it will. That's a 2 RBI double, and Adams can't get that elusive third out. So now there's a runner on second, and the Cubs got 2 runs in and 2 outs. And Ernie Banks, Mr. Cub himself, comes to the plate, and he's batting a .125 with 3 homers and 8 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Mr. Banks. And that's going to do it. That's a fly ball out to Ralph in left field. But the Cubbies score two, take a 2-0 lead as we come to the bottom of the first. We got Wagner, Warner, and Clark due up here for the Pirates as Philip Reynolds joins us here today. And we'll lead it off as Hornets Wagner, batting .259 with no homers and 9 RBIs. Ed REULBACH is on the mound, his fourth start of the year. He's 1-2 with a 4.05 ERA. Here's to pitch the Hornets. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Hack Wilson and left for out number 1. And Paul Warner comes to the plate now. And Paul's batting .352, no homers and 4 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to English. He fires over to first for out number 1. Out number 2, rather. And that's up to Mr. Clark. Fred Clark's up now. And he's batting .265, 2 homers and 9 RBIs. And that's going to be another ground ball to English. He fires over to Phil again. 1, 2, 3, go to Pirates. At the top of the second we go. It's a 2-0 Cubs lead. And we got English, Evers, and REULBACH, the bottom part of the order, due up here for the Cubbies. And Woody's batting .211, 2 homers and 5 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Clark and right for out number 1. And here's Johnny Evers. And Johnny is batting .241, no homers and 1 RBI. And that's going to be a base on balls. Johnny walks on down to first. And Ed's going to try to bunt him over to second here with a 1 out to get a runner in scoring position. And Red's batting .286, no homers and an RBI. And that's going to be a 66. That's runner. And they're only going to get a batter out, so a nice bunt there by Ed. And it was back to the mound. The only play Adams had was over to first, and he was covering. And Gus was covering over there, so 1-3 sacrifice. Now you got Johnny down at second and 2 outs. And we're back to the top of the order now. And Cavaretta. And Phil was grounded out the shortest first time up. And that's going to be a infield. That's going to be a line drive right down at Grantham. He makes a nice catch. And that'll end the inning. Just rob Phil of a base hit. We go to the bottom of the second. It's still 2-0 Cubbies. We got Kiner, Grantham, and Trainer due up here. Ralph is batting .256, 5 homers and 11 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Kyler in center for out number 1. And you can see the team comparisons there. The Cubbies are 8-8. They struck out 94 times, walked 59, hit 31 doubles and 11 triples. And the Pirates are 5-7. They struck out 43 times, walked 43 times, hit 24 doubles and 20 triples. Here's Grantham now with nobody on and 1 out. And that's going to be a team. That's going to be an infield. That's going to be a single up the middle in the center field. And just like that, the Pirates got a runner on at first. Tying run comes to the plate. And Trainer's batting a .182. No homers and 1 RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. 26. I think that's going to be fielding column number 2, barely. And they'll strike him out is what they'll do. So So Pie strikes out as Ken Castro and G Puck. Haven't seen G Puck in a while. Ken Castro and G Puck joins us. And that brings up Gus Sir. And Sir is batting a .167, no homers, and 5 RBIs. And Gus drives this ball into, where's it land at here? 7 on 22. That's going to be a ground ball down the short, banks up with it, fires over to first, and that'll end the inning. And the Pirates strand one. We go to the top of the third, and it's still 2-0 Chicago. And we got Riggs, Wilson, and Kyler due up here. Riggs doubled and came around to score back in the first. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. Clark camps under it, makes the catch for out number 1. And Mr. Wilson's up. He popped up the short his first time up. And that's going to be a base on balls. Wilson trots on down the first. And Kiki Kyler's up now with a runner down in first and 1 out. Already up 2-0. Kyler walked and came around to score his first time. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Paul Warner. His counterpart out there makes the catch for out number 2. And it's up to Johnny Kling to try to drive in Hack. And he doubled and drove in 2 runs back in the first rather. And not this time. It's going to be a fly ball out to Clark. That'll end the inning. And the Cubbies strand one. We get to the bottom of the third. We got Gooch, Adams, and then back to the top of the order in Wagner. Thank you, Ken. Oh, yeah, this Cubbies team, it has some bats, that's for sure. And we got Gooch up batting .250 on the year. No homers and 8 RBIs. And that's going to be a base on ball. So Johnny trots on down to first. And that brings up Babe Adams, that is. And Adams is 0 for 3. He's going to try to lay down a bunt and get Johnny in scoring position here. And that's not probably going to get the job done. 54-3. I'll probably be fielding column 1 now. Yep, 54-3. And it does get the job done. Field's only play is to toss it over the head covering. But the runner gets in the scoring position now with 1 out for Hornus Wagner. And Wagner, he is 0 for 1. He flew out the left his first time up. Can he cut into this lead here? And that's going to be probably a rare play. Catcher, a 21 and a 7. And that will be fielding column 1. And they just picked Gooch off at second. Nice job by Kling. Throws down there and gets him. So now there's 2 outs and nobody on. So now pitch to Wagner with nobody on. And we drop the dice and make this an official game. And that's going to be a infield hit for Hornus Wagner. He's aboard here with 2 outs. How big was that pickoff play now? Always happens, don't it? As soon as somebody gets picked off. And here comes Paul Warner. Warner is 0 for 1. He grounded out the third his first time up. Oh, cool. G-Puck says he's going to be doing some Apba later with the Phillies. And Paul Warner now. Pitch to him. And that's going to be a lazy fly ball out the center. Kiki's got it. And that'll be out number 3. Pirates ran to 1. We go to the top of the 4th. We got Mr. Cub himself, Ernie Banks, leading it off, followed by English and Johnny. And Ernie is 0 for 1. Flew out the left his first time up. And Mr. Cub, he gets a hold of this one, folks. Where's this one going to land at? And that's going to be a double down the third baseline. And Ernie Banks is down at second with nobody out here in the top of the 4th. Adams would like to keep this a 2-run game. Don't want to get that far behind. Because it looks like, Ed is pitching a gem here. A 2-hit shutout right now. Woody English is 0 for 1. He flew out the right his first time up. And that's going to be a 39. And that's going to be a rare play. We'll have to re-roll some dice. Runner on second on a 39, a 16. 16 and a 39. A 19. A ball is hit down the first. And that's a nice play down there by Gus. And Ernie will get down the third as Gus takes that unassisted. So now there's 1 out and a runner in third. And I believe the Pirates are going to bring the infield in here. Try to keep that third run from scoring with 1 out. So we got the runner 90 feet away. And here's Johnny Evers. And Johnny is walked his first time up. Like I say, the Pirates are going to bring the infield in. See the Cubbies' upcoming schedule. They got 2 more games here in Pittsburgh. Then they travel to St. Louis to take on the Cardinals. And that ball is well hit by Johnny. That'll drive in the run. And that's going to be a single in the left field. And it's now a 3-0 ball game. Still 1 out now. And Ed's going to try to bunt Johnny down the second. Try to get a runner in the scoring position here. He's already up by 3. Going to tack on some more. And Ed had a sacrifice bunt his first time up. And that's going to be 2 balls and no strikes on him. He's trying to bunt. And Adams can't get the ball over the plate. And a 21. Bunt. That'll be down to first base. Gus is down there. And that is going to be that's going to be a throwing error, and Johnny's going to score. And Ed is going to get down the second. So a 2-base error. The runner on first scores, and the batter ends up at second, folks. Not a good play at all. Now it is 4-0 and a runner on second. And only 1 out. And we're back to the top of the order. And Phil. And Cavaretta, he's 0 for 2. He grounded out and had a line drive shot down at second. George robbed him of a base hit at second time up. And that's going to be against the righty, a 17. That's going to be a ground ball down the second. And the runner will get down the third. Nope, that's going to be a pop-up down the third. And the runner will hold. Now there's 2 outs for Riggs Stevens. And Riggs is 1 for 2. He doubled back in the first. And he does more than double this time, folks. That ball is high. That ball is going kiss it goodbye. And the Cubbies have just busted this game open, folks. It's 6-0. And Adams is easy due up. See if he can get through this fourth here, and he needs one more out. And Mr. Wilson's up. He walked back in the third and popped up in the first. And he gets a hold of this, and that ball's well hit. That ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is off the wall. Down the third baseline. And back to back smashes. Just missed the homer to the hack. Now you got Kiki up. Let's see what they're going to do here. They're going to take Adams out of the game. I think they are. Let's see here if they do a double switch with Warner. I don't think they are. I think they're just going to go with it. So Adams is coming out of the game. You got the righties coming up here. So let's see here. Who's going to come out of the bullpen? Yeah, I think it's going to be Cooper's going to come out of the bullpen, try to eat up some innings here. Let's see when the last time was he pitched. Wilbur. Where's old French going to come out? Larry French is going to come out instead. So Larry comes out of the bullpen. He'll have to try to eat up some innings here as Adams can't get out of the fourth. It's now 6-0. A runner down at second. Kiki Kyler at the plate. He's 0 for 1. He's walked and flown out. And that ball is well hit, and it don't look like it matters who's pitching because this is Larry's fourth appearance. He's got a no record and no earned runs. How far is this ball going to go, folks? And that's going to be a triple in the right center. And just like that, it is now 7-0. And they just keep on coming, the hits do. And now we got Johnny Kling up. And Johnny is 1 for 2. He had an RBI double back in the first. And that's going to be a ground ball down. Nope, that's going to be a hit by pitch unless he's an HB0. And he's not. That's a little frustration coming out there, folks. A 5-run inning and bumped the guy. And now we got Mr. Banks up. And he started this inning off with the double, if you remember. We got first and third. This is the 10th man that comes to the plate. And Banks, can he get another hit in this inning? And that's going to be a base on balls, though. So Ernie has a perfect fourth inning so far. Bases are juiced. And no place to put Mr. English. And Woody, he grounded out the first. So he doesn't want to be the guy that made 2 outs in this inning. So here's the pitch to Woody. And that's going to be a 2 balls and no strikes on him. So here's the 2-0 pitch. So can he deliver here? And nope, that's a fly ball out to Warner. So Woody's going to make 2 out of the 3 outs in this inning. The Cubbies score 5, but leave the bases loaded and take a 7-0 lead into the bottom of the fourth. We got Clark due up, followed by Kiner and Grantham. See if the Pirates can inch their way back into this game. It's still early. And Fred Clark is 0 for 1. Hey, Aaron. Remember, these Pirates got off to a great start. They was actually leading the National League with a 5-2 record, folks. They have lost. Let's take a look here. Now you lost, I believe, six in a row, something like that. Take a look here. Pirates have lost 5 in a row. 5 in a row. It looks like it is going to be 6 in a row. So down by 7, Clark at the plate. And Clark grounded out the third his first time up. And not this time. Clark's not giving up. That's a leadoff double, folks. Clark's down at second with nobody out. And maybe that long inning might have hurt old Ed. Sitting on the bench that whole time. Now you got Ralph Kiner up, and Ralph's 0 for 1. He flew out the center his first time up. And that's going to be a 22. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. The runner will get down the third. And now there's 1 out for George Grantham. So George can get a run across. Like I said, the Pirates got to start nipping away at this. And George is 1 for 1 today. He has 1 of the 3 hits. Of course, the Cubbies are going to play back with a 7-run lead. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Big strikeout by Ed. Now there's 2 outs and a runner down at third for Pie Trainer. And Pie's 0 for 1. He struck out his first time. Not this time, folks. He's going to get a run across the board. See where this ends up at. And that's going to be a triple in left field, right down the line. Rolls around in that corner, and that's going to score 1. And now it's a 7-1 game. And like I say, old Ed was cruising through 3. That long rest might have hurt him here. And now you got Gus up. And Gus, the mule from Disney. And Gus is 0 for 1. He's grounded out the shortest first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Johnny. Over the first inning. The Pirates do score 1. We go to the top of the 5th. It's a 6-run game. You got Johnny, Ed, and back to the top of the order in Cavaretta. And you can see that the Cubbies are batting .216 on year. Got a 284 on base percentage, 399 slugging, and a 684 OPS. The Pirates, they're batting well, 247 on base percentage of 309, slugging a 557, and an OPS of 866. They're just pitching's letting them down so far this season. Johnny is 1 for 1. He's walked and driven in a run back in the 4th with a single. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Pie at third for out number 1. And now you got old Ed up. Ed is 0 for 1. He has had a sacrifice. I should have gave out a sacrifice. He was trying to bunt. Yeah. He's trying to bunt. Let's redo that. Give him a sacrifice. Take away the. We'll just do it by editing. Take away the out here. Extend it. And let's see. Edit this. And we're not going to charge him an bat. That's how we'll do that. Okay. That way he doesn't get charged in the bat. And now Ed's up. And Ed's going to get in the action here. He drives that ball out to left field, I believe. And I think it's going to be a nice catch by Ralph out there. And, yep, nice play by Ralph. Robs Ed of a base hit. Gave that one a ride, but Ralph backed it down for out number 2. And we got Phil Cavaretta up. He is grounded out, lined out, and popped up. And that's going to be a hit by pitch, or no, that's going to be a rare play. 21. And that's going to be a foul ball, strike one. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And now he's going to end up walking him. So Phil does a nice job working the count and takes a walk down the first. Here's Ray Stevenson is 2 for 3. He's doubled and homered, and he's driven in 2 today. And that's going to be a 17 with a running down at first. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. And 2 outs. Field's going to hold put at second. And Riggs is a triple away from a cycle, folks. Have to keep an eye on that. And now you got Mr. Wilson's up. He's 1 for 2 with a double back in the fourth. And that's going to be a 16. And that's going to be a base hit. I believe if you look at the right chart. 16. Yep, that's going to be a base hit in the left field. And 1 runner score. And Riggs will stop at second. So that's an RBI single. And it is now 8-1. They get that run right back. And Kiki Kyler's up now with first and second. Stevenson at second. Wilson at first. Kiki 1 for 2. He's walked and tripled. Drove in a run back in the fourth with a triple. And that's going to be another base hit in the left field. And Riggs is going to stop at third this time. So now the bases are juiced. And the Pirates, with an 8-1 deficit, are not going to make a move here. Larry's going to have to throw some innings here. He doesn't want to. We got Johnny Kling up. He doubled and drove in 2 back in the first. He's flown out and been hit by a pitch. And he's taking his revenge this time, folks, as he squares this one up. Turn out the lights. This party's over. All good things must come to an end. And that ball is hit in the left center field. And that's going to clear the bases. That's a 3 RBI double for Mr. Kling. And it is 11-1. All you working people can go to bed. This game is over. And we got Mr. Cub up now. He's 1 for 2 with a double back in the fourth and walk back in the fourth. And he's not done today. Mr. Cubby is having a hell of a game. A hell of a game. And against that's going to be a triple in the center field. Ernie Banks. Now he's got a double and a triple. And it is 12-1. And here's English up now. And Woody is 0 for 3 today. Remember, he made 2 outs back in the fourth. He grounded out and flown out in the fourth. Flew out in the second. Here's the pitch to Woody. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And Ornis Wagner makes a nice play. Fires over to first. And that'll end the inning. But the Cubbies score another 5 runs. Back-to-back innings with 5 runs. And take a commanding 12-1 lead here, folks. We go to the bottom of the fifth. And we got Gooch, and probably French is going to bat. Like I say, how many innings has he pitched? see here. Tell you. Nope, it's not going to tell me how many innings he's pitched. But I believe he's only pitched 2 innings here. So Larry's going to bat probably. So here's Johnny Gooch. Gooch, he is 0 for. He walked back in the 3rd. And that's going to be a ground ball down the banks. He fires over to Phil for out number 1. Well, if you put the right thing in, he does. Didn't go down the 2nd. It went down the short. And like I say, French is going to bat for himself here today. He's got to eat up some innings here. Yeah, it's his first plate appearance of the year. And in 1933, he batted a .149, no homers, and 8 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Hack Wilson for out number 2. And we're back to the top of the order in Hornus Wagner. And Hornus is 1 for 2. He is flown out and singled. And that's going to be a base on balls. Anyone having a decent game is Hornus Wagner. He's aboard here for the 2nd time. Paul Warner's at the plate. Yeah, exactly. Yep, if this was a high school game, this would be over, wouldn't it? In the bottom of this inning. Yes, it would. Paul Warner is 0 for 2. He is grounded out and flown out. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Johnny at 2nd. He tosses it over to 1st. And the Pirates lead 1 on to the top of the 6th we go. And we got Evers, REULBACH, and Cavaretta due up here. And yet Larry's only won an inning in the 3rd. He's going to eat some more innings up here. No way we was taking him out. And you got Johnny up here, 1 for 2 today. He has walked, driven in a run back in the 4th with a single. And that's going to be a pop-up. Nope, that's going to be a swing and a miss. Larry strikes out Johnny. Out number 1. Ed's up to the plate now. He is 0 for 1 today. He has flown out, and he had 2 sacrifice, reached on the 1 sacrifice in the 4th and came around the score. And that's going to be a fly ball out to left field. Ralph's got that one. 2 fly balls to left. And 2 times Ralph's caught him out there. And we're back to the top of the order. And Cavaretta, he's 0 for 3, but he did walk back in the 5th. And that's going to be a ground ball back to Larry. And that'll end the inning. A 1-2-3 inning for the Pirates. And they get the Bronx jeer there as they walk off the field with nobody getting on. And you got Clark, Kiner, and Grantham due up here. Fred's 1 for 2 with a double back in the 4th. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Johnny. He's up with it, fires over to 1st. And here's Ralph now. And Ralph's 0 for 2. He's flown out and grounded out. And that's going to be a ground ball down the 3rd. English is up with it. And that's a quick 2 outs here in the 6th. And it's up to Grantham to do something here. He singled and struck out. And not this time, as Grantham gets a hold of this one. And that ball is hit down the 3rd base line, and that'll be a 2-out double for Grantham here. He's in scoring position for Pie Trainer. Pie drive him in here. Pad his stats a little bit. Pie is 1 for 2. He tripled back in the 4th and drove in a run. Can he do it again? That's going to be a ground ball down the 3rd. And nope, that's a swing and a miss. He strikes him out. That ends the inning. We go to the top of the 7th. It's still a 12-1 ball game. You got Stevenson, Wilson, and Kiki Kyler due up here. Riggs is 3 for 4. All he's looking for, folks, is a triple. He's got a single, a double, and a homer. He doubled in the 1st, homered in the 4th, singled in the 5th. He's looking for that triple to hit for the cycle. And not this time, because that's a ground ball down to Grantham. He's got it for out number 1. And Mr. Wilson Hack, he's 2 for 3. He's walked, he's doubled and singled. So he's halfway there. And that's going to be a double in the right field. So Hack Wilson's aboard here with a 1 out. And Kiki Kyler's up now with a runner down at 2nd. He's 2 for 3. He's got one of those triples that Riggs Stevens is looking for. And he has singled and walked. He's 2 for 3. And that's going to be a foul ball down the 3rd base line. And Hornets Wagner goes over. Makes the catch in foul territory for out number 2. And here's Johnny Kling. He's 2 for 3. 2 doubles, 5 RBIs. He's been hit by a pitch and flown out. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Hornets over to 1st. And that'll win the inning. The Cubbies strand 1. We go to the 7th inning stretch. It's 12-1 Chicago. You got Sir Gooch and a pitch hitter for French here in the 7th. Gus is 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice. And that's going to be another ground ball down to English over to 1st for out number 1. And here's Johnny Gooch. He is 0 for 1. He's walked and grounded out. And that's going to be a fly ball out to right field. Riggs has got it for out number 2. And we'll have a pitch hitter here for French. He's going to come off the bench. Try to get a board here. Pad their stats a little bit. And it's going to be the other Warner. Lloyd's coming off the bench. And Lloyd's batting .250 on the year with no homers and an RBI. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. Lloyd trying to show that he wants some playing time. And that ball is driven into the gap out in left center field. And that's going to be a 2-out triple by Lloyd. So he's down at 3rd now. And up to the plate comes Hornets Wagner. Can Hornets Wagner get an RBI here? With a runner at 3rd and 2 out. Hornets has a hit in this game and he's walked. And that's going to be against the righty. 22. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. Riggs Stevens tracks that one down. And Hornets Wagner says that's the kind of day it's been. Thought he had himself an RBI single. But that'll win the inning. The Pirates strand 1. We go to the top of the 8th. 12-1 Chicago. Let's see who's going to come out here and pitch. Got the righties. 2 righties and a lefty due up. And I think Bob Friend's going to come out of the bullpen and try to get through this 8th and 9th inning. So Friend comes out of the pen. And this is Bob's 5th appearance. No record with a 2.25 ERA. He'll be going up against Banks, English, and Johnny. Ernie is a nice 2 for 3, a double and a triple in this game. And that's going to be a single. So Banks is a home run away from the cycle, folks. As Ernie gets a single in the right field. That brings up Woody English now with a runner on first and nobody out. English is 0 for 4. He has flown out, grounded out. And that's going to be 2 balls and no strikes on him. And that's going to be probably a rare play. 34 and a 2. That'll be fielding column 1. And they're going to pick the runner off at first. What was Ernie thinking down there? Up by 11 and gets picked off, folks. That's not like Mr. Cub. Not paying attention. That's what that's called. That'll be a coachable moment. Here's that Woody English still out the plate. And that's going to be a pop-up down the second. Grantham's got it. Thought for sure English will get a hit here. And here's Johnny. He had a single and an RBI back in the 4th. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Paul in center field. And let's change this camera. Don't know what just happened there. There we go. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field, and that'll end the inning, folks. And we go to the bottom of the 8th in a 12-1 ball game. And we got Warner due up here, followed by Clark and Ralph. Paul is 0 for 3. He's grounded out twice and flown out. And now here's another ground ball. Down the second for out number 1. And up to the plate steps Fred Clark, 1 for 3. He doubled back in the 4th. And he's going to get another double here, folks. It's a double in the right field. Clark standing down at second. So trying to have a decent day here while his team's getting crushed. Oh, thank you, Ken. Appreciate it. And we got Ralph. He's 0 for 3. He has flown out and grounded out twice. And that's going to be a base on balls. Oh, Ed might be getting tired here. They're going to get the bullpen up. They didn't want to. See if he can get out of this here. It's a 12-1 game. And Grantham, he's hit old Ed pretty good. He is 2 for 3 today. He singled and doubled. Did strike out, though, back in the 4th. And that's going to be a fly ball out to the left field for out number 2. And it's up to Pie Trainer to try to get some more runs across here. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI triple in the 4th. And that's another fly ball. This one out to Riggs and right. And the Pirates strand 2 to the top of the 9th we go. And we got, do we pitch hit here for Ed? I think we do. I'm going to pitch hit here for Ed. Give me 1 second here. All right. My buddy just texted me, said he's playing a game on out of the park. And the Indians in 95 have 17 runs and 23 hits. Must be a hitter's day today. Let's see who's going to come off the bench here. After Ed had that rough ninth inning. Don't want him getting hurt out there. So let's see who's going to come off the bench. And August is going to come out of the dugout here. Pitch hit for Ed. And let's see, where is he at? There he is. And Galen, he is 0 for 1 on the year. Let's see if he can get something started here for the Cubbies. Not like they need any more runs. That is going to be a base hit in the left field. So a pitch hit, single. And the Cubbies got the leadoff batter aboard here in the ninth. Trying to add insult to injury here. And you got the top of the order due up. Phil might be the only Cubby without a hit. Let's check this out here. Let's see if he is. And him and English are the only two without a hit. So can Phil fix this problem here? He's 0 for 4 today. And he's going to be 0 for 5. That's a fly ball out the center for out number 1. And here comes Rig Stevenson, his last chance here to hit for the cycle. He's 3 for 5. He's got a single, a double, and a homer. Looking for that triple. And that ball is hit out the center field, but not deep enough. Paul goes back, makes the catch near the flagpole. And that'll be out number 2. And Mr. Wilson comes to the plate. He's 3 for 4. And he's got a single, a double. And what else does he have? A single and 2 doubles. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Ralph. That'll end the inning. And we go to the bottom of the ninth. Well, the 1. See who's going to come out here and finish this game off for the Cubbies. And Don's going to come out here and pitch the 9th inning. And try to keep this an 11-run ball game. That's just funny having to say that. That's just funny. That's the ball game. He says, we got to keep this an 11-run game. Try not to let the Pirates come back here. And we got Gus, Gooch, and Friend due up. And Gus. And all of a sudden, here we go. Don walks the first batter, folks. So you're saying there's a chance. He had 23 hits, 17 runs, Ken. Yeah. And now you got Johnny up. Johnny is 0 for 2. And he keeps this merry-go-round going. And yes, he can, as Don walks another batter. This is crazy. And we'll have a pitch hitter here for Friend. And let's see here. As all of a sudden, first and second. Where's this been all day? Pirates showing some life here. And Archie Vaughn's going to come off the bench, I believe. Yeah, Archie Vaughn's going to come off the bench. Try to keep this merry-go-round going. First and second, and nobody out. Both of them's on by walks. And Archie, can he keep us going? Archie is batting .375 on the year, no homers and 3 RBIs. And that's going to be against the righty. 15, first and second. 1-9. And how about this? That's going to be a base hit in the left field, knocked down by Banks, though, out in the grass. And that's going to fill the bases, folks. Bases are full of Pirates. Nobody out, down by 11. And Don can't get an out here, folks. And, of course, he's going to pitch until he gets an out. I can tell you that. Honus Wagner's up now. He's got one of the few hits of the game. He's 1 for 3 today. Here's the pitch for Honus. And that's going to be the first out of the ball game. That's a fly ball out the center field. And Gus is going to tag up and score. And they're not even going to throw. And that's going to make it a 12-2 ball game. Now you got Paul Warner up with runners on first and second. And 1 out. Cubbies looking for a double play to get out of this and end this massacre. Paul is 0 for 4 today. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. And Don, turn the double play is the question here. I'll be fielding column 1, and he sure does. That's going to be the old 1-6-3 double play. And that'll end this game. And the Cubbies win by 10, 12-2. Take a look here at this box score of all Cubbies everywhere you look. Can't have a close game every night, I guess. Take a look here. The Cubbies, 12 runs on 15 hits and no errors. The Pirates, 2 runs, 8 hits and 1 error. Phil didn't get a base hit, and neither did English. And Johnny's the only other one that didn't have 2 hits. Ain't that something? Everybody else had multiple hit games. Rig Stevens with the homer. You had Kyler and Banks with triples. Stevens, Wilson, and Kling. And Banks had at least 1 double. Wilson and Kling had 2. 8 for 14 with runners in scoring position. Still left 9 men on base. Imagine if that didn't happen. And Fred Clark and George Grantham had a multiple hit game for the Pirates. They were 2 for 10 with runners in scoring position. They left 9 men on base also. Ed goes to 2-2, 8 innings, 7 hits, 1 run, walked 3, struck out 3. Don came in, Eston made it interesting, made it a little fun there in the 9th. 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 run, and walked 2. Poor baby Adams. He's 0-2 now, goes 3 2/3, 6 hits, 7 runs, only 3 of them earned. Walked 3 and gave up a homer. French comes in, he gets lit up, he throws gas on the fire. 3 1/3, 7 innings, 5 runs, 2 walks, and struck out 1. Old friend came in, 2 innings, 2 hits. Too little, too late. Let's take a look now at the standings and the leaderboard in the National League. And the Giants are a game up on the Phillies. The Cubs are 2 games back. The Braves 2.5. Dodgers and Reds 3 games back. Pirates are now 4 games back in a 6-game losing streak. And the Cardinals are 4.5 games back. You got the Phillies leading this league in hitting. You got Delaney with a 412, and right behind him is his teammate with a 403 batting average. Joe Adcock with 8 homers, and Aaron Adcock and Klein with 22 RBIs. 3-way tie there. And Dazzy Vance with that 1.62 ERA. And you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pitchers tied with 3 wins. Marv Grissom with 4 saves. Hank Aaron's leading in MVP voting. And Dazzy Vance is leading in the best pitcher category. Let's see what the next pitching matchup is here in this 3-game series. First, we'll save the game before I forget. Let's see who pitches here on the 5th in this series. And we're going to have Mr. Clark Griffith going up against Ray Kremer. Let's see if the Pirates can do a little better job here in this game. I want to thank Ken Castro, Philip Reynolds, check out his great channel. Aaron Reed, check out his channel. And we had the great G-Puck in here. And I believe that's everybody, folks. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell for reminders. Yeah, probably, Ken. These Pirates are, like to say, the wheels have fallen off the cart, that's for sure. 6 in a row, leading the league, and then the 1 loss, and it just keeps snowballing. Until next time, you all have a great day and take care.